somewhere before. Let me pull you over here, and so I can still see the comments. But over on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace, the auction ends in less than an hour. It is 8:22. It ends at 9 p.m. tonight. There are so many nice things over there. In fact, Marianne, would you share me over into that group? I need to let them know too. Maybe they'll get a notification and they'll run over and bid on some of that beautiful stuff that's over there. Have you guys been over there today? Karen, not only do I have Highland Cow things, there's more Highland Cows over there. There's some vintage things. I saw some salt and pepper shakers. I saw a spring quilt, an old quilt. Like I said, Highland Cows. There's teapots with daisies and sunflowers and just so many really pretty things. And that is all from the sellers over in Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. And not only do we have the auction going tonight, but we have pop-up sales start early tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and they go to like almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you haven't joined Virtual Home Decor Marketplace, it's free. Marianne's put the link there. And especially at 9 o'clock, it's so much fun to go and see what the bids are. Thank you, Marianne. And see, you know, what things are going for, cheer everybody on. It's so much fun. I love auctions anyway. And I kind of, oh, Karen, I know something over there that you would love. I kind of wish she wouldn't have put it on auction because I hope that she sells more of them. But Darla's daughter makes these Highland Cow. They look like cupcakes, only they're made with faux food. She has one of them over there. So if you guys like faux food or Highland Cows, I saw one of those. And I saw some things that are ready for 4th of July, or for, I don't really call it 4th of July, you know, when you decorate for red, white, and blue, because that will be perfect for Memorial Day, Flag Day. I'm just really going to miss all these pastels. Although, I don't know. I'm going to still continue with the pastels because some people will still decorate. You don't decorate everything red, white, and blue, right? So it's still proper to say you're doing pastels. And we did, inside of the group, we had teapots with snowmen and things, but so this has to get a special wipe on varnish on it because my husband did spray paint it with this vintage pink color. It was stainless steel to begin with, and the last one that I did, it was with a vintage blue. It bubbled up, it reacted to the spray paint. So he has to wipe the sealer on. But once he does, that's going to give that a lot nicer shine to it. Because right now it's just kind of a matte color. But I've been doing a lot of different things to these teapots, but I love it with those cow patches on it. It kind of makes it all look better. If I decorated, I would keep it. I don't decorate, you guys. I'm just not a decorator. I like all the things, but so Karen, all you do is you go to the marketplace and you see the items that are for sale in the post. Oops, let me grab this one real quick. So just like where you go, you know how you scroll through Facebook, you just go to Virtual Home Decor Marketplace, you'll scroll, you'll see a picture of this, and then in the comments, you read the comments and say the high bid's 25. Well, then you would comment 30 or 26 or whatever you would want to comment. And the comments keep going until 9 p.m. tonight, and then it stops. The high bidder at 9 p.m. is the winner. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. So that's all there is to it. It's like a post auction. We started it at 9 a.m. this morning. You really should go over there and see the other Highland cows that the other ladies have made. So, so pretty. So that's up for auction, and so is my sign that I bought back from Goodwill. This sign was one of my favorites that I took to a show, and I know it's been over 5 years ago. But somebody turned it into Goodwill, and I'm like, no, that was such a beautiful sign. I hand painted the truck and the wording, and then my husband framed it. It's a beautiful sign. But you guys, I did so many trucks that it's hard for me to look at trucks anymore. So that one is up for bid as well. So those are the only two things that I got done. So let me bring you back down again, because we're going to finish. And you're not going to bother me at all. Run over there, click off of me, go to Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. Marianne has it linked there, and check it all out. For the rest of you who have been over there, I'm going to work on my bead door hanger. This was my project inside of the group this week, and I totally love it. I went back and I added an extra flower up here. I never thought that I could have got, actually, that would make a pretty bow with some of those colors. I would have rather had more yellows, but I bet I could take some yellows out of there. I should have put one of these up for auction tonight, is what I should have done, because I have two of them. One I started as a prototype to figure out what I was going to do, and then the other one I painted along inside of the group. So we are going to, I'm going to turn you down here while I paint a daisy. Maybe. I might move you though. Sometimes it's harder. Nothing worse than trying to watch somebody paint and you're at head on with them. I think you're good there. So I just want to fill this up. I've got two of them. I am going to run these as far as getting some printed on wood, but I just don't know which one I want done yet. And I do notice that I had went in and redone the top of that, and I need to shade it up some. Thank you, Debbie. I love to paint. It's my favorite thing to do. In fact, I kept telling my husband at Hobby Lobby, we had to go into Menards. That was trying to redo my kitchen. We had to make a change in one of the kitchen plans. I figured that Menards would have it saved on file, everything that we got to the point, because we ordered some already, and then I decided to go with a taller cabinet. They don't keep them on file. You have to have your design number. So now I got to go back to Menards. I should have just kept my order the way it was, but I got 12-foot ceilings, so I decided I better go with the taller cabinet. She told me to begin with I should, and I'm like, no, I'm fine. So If my husband would just go pick it out for me, I'd be just fine with it. Okay, let's get a what brush do I want to use? Let's go with this one. And I bought, of course, I go over there and I'm like, oh, I haven't been to their lawn and garden center when it's open so early, but they already had all their plants out. And so I was like, oh, I've always wanted to have a pear tree. So we bought a pear tree, and it's actually about 5 feet tall. It's pretty good size. And then I'm like, well, I don't think one's enough. So we bought 2 pear trees. And then we get home and I'm like, oh, I don't have as much room as I thought I did. So it's like, oh, we're going to have a lot of rotting pears on the ground. In a couple, 2 or 3 years, however long it takes for those trees to produce. But I had gotten rid of my grapevines. They just massively took over our garden area, so we had to get rid of the grapes. And now we bought new grape plants. And so we had to have the discussion on who was going to win on the grapes, because he wanted the red grapes and I wanted the Concord. So we got Concord because he picked pears over peaches. So that was the extent of my decision making today. And when we were kids, I'm not an apple person. I mean, I like a raw apple, but I'm not an apple and cinnamon or apple pie type. But when we were kids, that was our job after supper every night, was to go out and pick up the apples because they were right out the back door. We hated that job. But we didn't complain to go out there, because you know what? If you complained and you didn't do it one night, then they were really soggy and mushy the next day, so you might as well pick them up before they got too rotten. So maybe that could be my grandkids' job. But I kind of doubt it. I couldn't even, we planted Paisley, a strawberry patch, and she was just a couple years old, and she's 10 now. So those strawberry plants lasted for 8 years. Of course, they kept multiplying and would take out the old ones, but I did away with it last year because so many of them were, they were like tree roots. So they even had their vegetables outside. I did buy 4 things of lettuce that's already coming up. We've already got our garden tilled up. It's ready to go. We bought cow manure. We bought topsoil. We bought all the things. Okay, let's give it a little bit of green vines. Got to kind of let that dry up before I can start shading it in. Well, before I jumped on here, I was watching somebody try to do an auction on their page, and they were doing a live auction. It was not working whatsoever. She couldn't see hardly any comments between their 2 devices. I was like, I would just stop and make it for another night. They were giving things away, and we could see the bigger bids, but they couldn't. I was just sick for them. All right. let's come down with some pretty little vines. Kind of fill up that area right there. All right, then I want to do some shading just around the bottom. I think I'll take it all the way around. So my granddaughter, Paisley, is with her dad this weekend. Porter is in Indianapolis doing something, gathering with wrestlers or whatever they do with wrestlers. And I'm babysitting my daughter's friendship bread starter. So when I got on just a couple minutes ago, the phone was ringing. And I know it's her reminding me to dump in. Well, first I've got to throw half of it away, I guess. I have to put in distilled water. You can't use real water. I think it's a half a cup of flour, but I better call her because she is so nervous that I'm going to kill her starter. How many of you ever use starter? I remember my mom doing that. I don't even think it was a 90s thing because she's doing all this stuff that from back when I was a kid, I think. But it's like, well, if I have to throw half of it away, I might as well start a new starter. But then that means I'd have to bake, so. All right, and I want a little bit of white at the top. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was kind of like the 70s because my mom did it. And you know, they called it friendship bread because you would always find a friend to give that half to that you throw away. I should have asked the ladies in my exercise group. I even got some canning jars at Menards today because I bought 4 of them at Dollar General the other day for $10, and I got whole 12 of them at Menards for the same price. Here we go back to, I can't tell black from green. I was going to buy another one of those garage lights. I ran into it at Menards. And I was going to go back and pick it up and didn't even think of it. We had to get the last of our pellets. Hopefully, we got 20 bags of pellets. So I'm hoping that gets me through the cold days and we're done buying pellets for the year. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me put a couple little dots there. right, now where I put that flower, it just needs a couple of leaves. Thanks, Sharon. I am going to have some of these printed on wood, but I haven't decided which one because it's got to be one or the other. I got to go through and touch it up where kind of dinged it up a little bit. Get that in white. So I like the face on this one better. There we go. But I like, so we've